now, just so that we have that going. And then any of the slides I can send out afterwards. And this is just for those that have never, there's so much out there. I can't teach everything all at once. My only goal today is to kind of introduce you guys to some concepts, some examples, some ideas. It's not by any means all you can do with AI. It's just some of the things I've seen a lot of agents that are doing. I like to consolidate and aggregate good information that I come across. It's fun to think about where we are from where this first started. I came into this realm in 2023 when I was trying to set myself apart, and I thought, what's something of value I can bring to the table that no other title agent's doing, let alone no one I was aware. It was around November of that year when ChatGPT came out. Everyone was like, what the hell is ChatGPT? Nobody knew what it was. So I dove headfirst into it. And of course, fast forward to today, I would expect everyone in this room is pretty familiar with what ChatGPT is, and I'm sure all of you are using it to do your listing descriptions. That's so elementary now, what you can do with AI. So today I'm going to just give you some ideas. Maybe you've thought about them, maybe you haven't. I get my ideas from everywhere. I steal, I consolidate, I aggregate. As a matter of fact, Tom Ferry's a big fan. I'm a big fan of him. There's a gentleman that works for him that I stole some of his content, and I'll give you guys some of that afterwards. So at any point in time, just interrupt me. My name's Chris. What I'm going to do is right now is I'm going to kind of let you know my background is real estate. I'm a recovering realtor, I like to joke, now identifying as the title agent. I grew up just like Matt. My mom started a brokerage in 1996. I got my license in 1979 when I was 5, because that was when my mom started the business. So I've kind of always known this business, but I did a lateral move because I wanted my weekends back. I did it for 30 years. I have nothing but praise for real estate. I love it, but I've only ever known the red, white, and blue. I used to be a title agent for Lakeside Title. You might be familiar with a pretty big company. And I recently, about 2 years ago, moved over to Liberty Title. But we're not here to talk about title or anything. I'm here to kind of give you a take on the real estate market. So speaking of, this is Tom Ferry, this gentleman here. Let me make sure the volume's up. I'm a big fan of him because he's obviously a huge real estate trainer. And the one question I get when I teach this class, and a lot of people say, well, Chris, I see all this great tools and I hear all what you're talking about. What's the point? If all this is going to replace me and real estate's going to be taken over by AI, why do I even try? And this is his take, and I thought you guys would appreciate it.
I get all the time. And in my opinion, the answer is, of course, yes, not just because I'm biased, but I think about it this way. No different from a robot that might be able to perform the surgery a little bit better or be a little more precise than the actual surgeon. The surgeon is going to be there to make sure that everything is right. That could be the role of a real estate professional 30 or 40 years from now, where maybe AI and a robot is doing a lot of the mundane tasks, the sort of industrialization of a real estate transaction. Maybe that's not going to be done by you anymore. But what is going to be done by you is the conversations with the client, right? It's the guiding of the customer. It's looking into their eyes and seeing their emotion and making sure that you have the empathy and the ability to connect with them and help them make good decisions. The actual sausage making of the transaction, you're not going to be involved with. All that's going to be gone. It's going to be you and the client. And that is always going to be our place.
So this should be or come as a surprise to anyone in this room, because all of you guys understand that our value is talking to the client, being in front of the person, relationships. And I show this because a lot of people think, well, what's the point of learning how to do this? And, I tell people AI is not going to replace you guys. However, it's the agents using AI that are already replacing you. And that's what I'm trying to grasp here is there's so much that's out there and it's changing so rapidly. And just again, in the 2 years that this has been out, I can't even keep up. And I'm head knee deep in it. He's seen me speak a couple times. There's things that are just getting better and better and better. So I just want you guys to be aware of what's going on, because your clients are going to soon come to expect you to have to do this. And eventually, all the nitty gritty, mundane, boring stuff that we hate to do, the CMAs, the showing appointments, the contracts, the reviews, all the stuff that's taking away from your valuable time, that's going to be gone. And your job is going to basically be to sit in front of a client and explain what's going on and build that relationship. So I like to use this example of where we are with AI to the advent of the iPhone. For many of you in this room, I know I'm not the oldest one in here. Well, I probably am, because, well, Chris, you're pretty up there. What are you, like 65? Back when the iPhone came out, we all remember those days. We all had Blackberries. We all had smartphones. We all thought, God, this thing's amazing. It changed the world. It revolutionized. AI is having more of an impact on where we're going in terms of technology than if you took the internet, the advent of the iPhone, all of it. It's going to be completely overshadowed by where we are with AI. But similar to what the App Store was where you're like, oh my God, I don't even know what to download. How do I keep up? And to this day, there's too many apps. That's kind of where we are with AI. So what we're going to talk about is you're going to need to really focus your attention, because I'm going to go over a lot today, but I'm not necessarily even going to touch on everything you can do with AI. You have to really decide where you want to go, because I know I was talking to Lisa, and I know it was when I was an agent, when I was a brokerage, you're like, I like that. I like that. We're all realtors. We get excited about the new shiny stuff. We want the best phone. We want the best 360 tour. We want the best page, or whatever is out there. We always want the new technology. And if you spend your time trying to just always learn the new thing, that's not going to be what's getting you business. So just keep that in mind. So ChatGPT. Who here is using ChatGPT? I'm assuming everyone in the room. Yes. Is anyone using any kind of AI besides ChatGPT? So today we're going to talk a lot about the chatbots like ChatGPT. We're going to talk about some other ideas. This is the OG method. This is the one that started it all. This is the one that came out, and everybody's like, what is this? And it's where we are today. It's gotten progressively better and better. We're going to talk about more than just using it for prompting and getting your listing description. So another really popular one, if you haven't heard about, and I'm going to be highly recommended it, is Claude. Claude is by Anthropic, and again, we'll give you some demonstrations. And there's some benefits to why you want to consider. By the way, everything I talked to today in regards to either ChatGPT or Claude, I personally pay the $20 a month for the pro plan, and there's benefits to that. It's a lot of fun you can do with the free version, but a lot of the superpower stuff that you're going to want to be able to use require a paid subscription. And for $20 a month, guys, it's a no-brainer. They actually have a higher tier called a professional account for $200, and we'll talk about why you'd want to consider that. Again, in this business, these are some of the tools that we can use. Now, we may have heard recently in the news, DeepSeek. This is the one that came out of nowhere from China. This is free, and I'm bringing this up because it's just going to show you how fast the world is going. ChatGPT spends billions and billions and billions of dollars, and they're generating all this money, and they're building data centers. DeepSeek out of China, they built it for $6 million, and it's beaten ChatGPT in pretty much every test. However, a lot of people are like, I don't want to use something from China, but I just want you to be aware of it. If you really want to play with AI and you don't want to spend any money, do not sleep on DeepSeek. So Perplexity, this is another one I want to touch on. It's not necessarily a chatbot, but this is what I'd like to call as a Google killer. If there's one thing you take away from this meeting today, is go to perplexity.ai. It is absolutely fantastic. We're all familiar with using ChatGPT. We're all familiar with using Google primarily, where you type in a search and then you have to find your link, click on the link, then come back and go, what was my search again? And it gets just convoluted, complicated, and a mess. Perplexity is amazing because it's a super powered search engine. Whatever you're talking about, interested in, comparing, not only will go out, it'll source everything and put it together and use AI to break it down and summarize you. It is fantastic, and it's free. I don't even know what the paid version does because I'm so blown away. Anytime I do a topic, anytime I'm talking about market stats, data, anything that I want information on, if you're comparing, you want to make a car purchase or a computer, all you have to do is type it in there, and Perplexity AI rocks. I just wanted to make you guys aware that is super powerful right now. So this is just an example of me using Perplexity. Tell me about Realty Plus in Harford County. What type of brokerage are they? And you can see it's Source Realty Plus Associates, Next Step Realty, Sold West, Zillow, Realty, and it did that. And then it gives me a little summary. And then as you can see where the little numbers are, you click on them and and then it has the follow-up questions, and you want to look at your competition, you want to look at your seller, you want to look at yourself, you want to do a vanity search. It's great to know, have that ability. Hey, I'm telling you. That's exactly, and you can see, this pulls from the market. You're like, what is the world saying about me? You can do that with Google, but I can't emphasize enough that this is where so many people and all the top agents I see are using this. So why ChatGPT? Of course, we're beating a dead horse at this. It's the old school one. It's been around for a while. It's the fastest one so far. It's the easiest one to use, and we're all pretty familiar with it. But here's the thing I want to touch on again. Guys, it's a tool. So many agents think, I want this magic pill that's going to do my listing appointment, write the listing, set it up for me, explain to my husband where I am. They use it for everything in the world, but they don't want to do the work. You got to look at it as it's like an artist. It'll create the work. It'll create the news. It'll create the information, but you have to be the editor because, as we all know in this business, it's very litigious, and we're all bound by fair housing, by ethics, and by the law. And ChatGPT, along with all their ones, they can hallucinate. You probably heard that term before. And it's so good at convincing you of the answer that sometimes it could be dead wrong, and people are like, well, I believe it, and they copy and they paste it, and then they put that in your ass's grass, because there are lawyers now that are losing their law license because they quoted case law that doesn't even exist. However, don't let that deter you, because it is a powerful tool, and our industry is just one area of it. AI is just getting so much crazier and crazier. So as I said earlier, it's like a buffet. There's just too much to choose from. There's no way in the world you're going to learn everything about this business. So you'll notice a lot of these images, as you can tell, unless you're on a cruise, Disney cruise, that's what their looks like, a buffet. But all the images here are AI generated. That's one of the cool things you can do. You can even do it with a free account now. If you're not using it to generate AI images for your marketing, for your information, you're missing out. But we're going to get so much more than just with the images. We're going to talk about video. So one of the things I like to tell my agents, and one thing I see a lot of people use it for killer purposes besides doing listing descriptions, is you ever seen those talking head videos where somebody's got like a screenshot of a house or maybe a news article or something really important, and you see their head floating? Guys, right now the new currency is attention. It's eyeballs. And we're in a business that sells houses and sells yourself. You have to have some kind of video presence. We can argue it all day long. I don't want to be a TikTok star. I don't want to do TikTok videos. I don't want to do social. That is where the market's expecting you. That's where the up and coming generation is looking. If you're not on social media or creating content that's interesting, engaging, or captivating eyes, how are people going to find you? You're going to have a website. That's a whole nother topic. But guys, you have to consider it's all about generating content. And for those that don't realize it, generating content can take up a lot of time. Well, ChatGPT is fantastic because you can use it to generate ideas, images, calendars, scripts, video content. But one thing I like to use it for is to come up with content. For example, I grabbed an article from the Capital Gazette and I just literally copied it and pasted it into my AI ChatGPT. I said, write me a video script. And it did it for me off of an article. I could have just easily have taken my phone and taken a screenshot. I just grabbed it from my computer. And then I just said, okay, make me a script. And then I can easily, and this is something that I teach as we get more in depth, but for those that don't know how to do a green screen on your phone, you can use Instagram, you can use TikTok, and a lot of the younger agents, this is not a big deal, but for some people that are as old as me, it was a struggle, but now it's so easy to do. And this is just an example where you can just have a talking head. This is simple to do, but this is what's engaging your clients, and this is what's getting people to go, oh, I want to know about January home sales. Imagine you a screenshot of maybe from NAR. These infographics, not only can you generate infographics using AI, which is fantastic because people like the visualization of data. What if you already have access to it? I'm sure your brokerage might be able to provide them. You can get it from NAR, you can get it from MAR, you can get it from, steal it from a competitor. I do that all the time. You take that and you just say, write me a script about this for a quick TikTok video, or give me a blurb that I can write on LinkedIn. Or maybe you want to do a Facebook post and you want to explain this and people are like, well, what am I looking at? And this will summarize it for you. It'll throw the emoticons, it'll give you the graphics, and it's so easy to do. And people are like, I never thought about that. I've just been over here writing recipes and getting my listings done. It's so incredible. And you have to have the ability to upload documents. If it's digital, if it's a PDF, a website, a YouTube video, it doesn't matter, guys. If it's digital, you can send it into AI, interpret it, and get that information, and then have it break down. And then you can create a whole series. Maybe you want to talk about units sold. Maybe you want to talk about new listings. This is the stuff people are starving for. Clients want data. They want information. They want to know what their house is worth. Maybe you do unsolicited CMAs to a neighborhood. Hey, you never met me before. I'm Chris with Remax or whatever. Here's a market analysis of your neighborhood. If you have anyone that's looking to buy or sell, boom, you put that out there on social media. Maybe you send it to your clients. There's millions of ways to do it, but I just think that people are missing out on this opportunity. How about this? You guys are probably soliciting testimonials. If anyone's struggling to get testimonials from people, I don't know how you guys are doing it. Rate My Agent, Zillow, Realtor.com. You can use AI to write the actual solicitation and get those clients to write them. But however, I just kind of went one step forward, and I apologize, Lisa. I went to your website and I grabbed a couple. I just grabbed screenshots, and this is just one example. And I went through about 15 or 20 of your client recommendations, and of course they were all glowing reviews. I skipped the other ones. I'm just kidding, they're all good. And I took this information and I said, all right, ChatGPT, I'd like you to do me an analysis. Give me the unique selling position and the top 10 takeaways of what kind of agent Lisa is, so that if I was to do it, and then I have it, summarize it for it, and it gave me, okay, you're highly knowledgeable professional, exceptional, streamlined selling process, everything you already know, but maybe you were like, I just want to get an idea. And now you're starting to build a brand, an idea of what your strengths are. And again, AI did this for me. And I thought that was easy. Maybe you have someone Zillow, someone Realtor.com, maybe you have a Google page, and you get all this. Now you're starting to get an idea of what you can do with that. And then you can take a next step further and make it into a mission statement. So now you can say, okay, and again, I apologize for using you, but I figure you would. So think about it. Am I like getting you guys to think now, like I didn't realize I could do AI with that. So imagine you did this. Maybe you can use it against your competitors. Maybe you have an agent that you want to see what's their strengths. A lot of people, I teach them, go scrape their website, grab their reviews, go look at their content, look at their websites, copy and paste it, put it into AI and say, what is this person's strong suit and how do I compete against it? And then I want you to generate a script. And then I can show you how to have a dialogue conversation in real time with your device, and it will act and imitate that person. And you can argue with it and get selling points, and you can counteract arguments. Guys, it's simply incredible. I'm just scratching the surface with this. Any questions at this point? Some people like to use it to improve their listing presentation. I don't know if you have one. I don't know if you've created one. Maybe you have a website. Maybe you wing it. Maybe you need AI to generate it for you. But I'm assuming you might have a presentation, but you want to tweak it. A lot of people are being taught, upload it. I just grabbed one off of Realtor.com. It's a PDF, it's a keynote. It doesn't know if it's a PowerPoint. It doesn't matter. If it's digital, you can throw it into AI. AI will interpret it and bring it back. And then you can have it say, tell me what I can do better. How do I clean it up? There's actual built into the AI. It'll generate the slides for you. Guys, there's no excuse. It'll do the heavy lifting and it'll do the outline for you. You can have it tell you what to say. You can have it tell you the schedule, when to say it. It can give you the script on what to say. But again, that's just another example of what people are using AI for. Some summary. This is, again, touching on some of the things you guys already know. We could beat this with the dead horse. The social media post, that's a given. Some people use it for video titles, creating scripts. If you are using mail, email, newsletters, I'm not going to delve too much into these because a lot of these people, this stuff. Use it for copying, SEO, keywords. You don't have to pay for a copywriter, no, guys. It's done for you all for free. And this is straight from Tom Ferry. A lot of people in brokerages, they create their standard operating procedures, maybe how the brokerage works, maybe how the contract works. They upload it to AI, and at any point in time, they're like, well, how does my company handle this? Or maybe, how do I do this on the contract? Well, AI can interpret PDFs. It can interpret websites. It can interpret anything. And you have a one-stop shop, and people are dedicating it and making it their whole business plan, marketing ideas, and schedule. Again, we touched on that. Let me go ahead and jump to some of the new stuff. In ChatGPT, for the paid version, is anyone played along with or even heard of GPTs? In the actual, and I'll do a demonstration to show, you have the ability within ChatGPT, instead of just going to the box and typing in your question and getting an answer and then having your menu on the left with all your questions, you can create a dedicated individual GPT that's designed around a particular topic. For example, I have a GPT, which is kind of like an app within the program, is what I call it, of every county. So if I want to look up a Harford County agent, if I want to look up an Anne Arundel County agent, if I want to look up any type of county from all the data I've aggregated, I can go and ask that and I can find it. It doesn't go out to ChatGPT. It stays within my little world. I have one for the Maryland residential contract of sale. I have one for personal situations. I have one for if I want to generate motivational quotes. I have one, and I'm going to demonstrate this to you guys. No problem. This is an example. Some of you guys right now, every time you get a new listing, you go into ChatGPT and you're like, write me a listing for 123 Main Street. You can create a dedicated app within ChatGPT that has the way you like to talk, the way you like to answer, how you want your copy to come out. And all you have to do is copy a picture of the listing, maybe send the listing description in, and that dedicated app is always sitting there waiting, and you don't have to retype everything every time. And we can show you how to do that. So let me start with some of the teasers of what's next. You guys know about ChatGPT making pictures. It's fun, it's goofy, some people like it, use it for marketing. Have you guys seen now that you can do text to video? From where we were just last year, this is Sora. This is ChatGPT's actual video text. Now, you have to have the paid version to do this, and currently, because of the capacity and the demand, you're limited to 10 seconds of video, but this is not real. This is AI generated. So this is just an example of a person walking downtown Tokyo. It's getting to the point, guys, now where it's almost imperceptible of what's real and what's not real. And you're like, wait, that's pretty cool. And then this is Alibaba, which you may have heard of the website. They have One AI. This is free. This is just an example of what you can now do just by typing a prompt. Give me a person crying. I mean, that is not a real human. We're at the point now, it's like, how do we know what's real? So people are like, well, what's so big deal? This is kind of cool. It's fun. Well, what if you were to say, okay, this is the $20 a month where you're limited to 50 videos up to 720. If you do the $200 a month, you get way more videos and a lot more resolution. That's not the real reason you have it, but let's say you wanted to do this. Can you help create me a prompt for using Sora for video content? I want you to create a video clip that will be relevant to use in a video for realtors. How about a downtown shot of Annapolis at sunset with boats in the Chesapeake Bay? So I used AI to give me the prompt. Again, don't get too complicated. If you're like, I don't know what to ask it, I don't know what to say, I'll send any of the slides you want. Just don't worry. You take as many pictures as you want, and I'm filming it too. So if you're ever having a trouble with anything you're doing, ask the AI to help you ask the AI the question. That's all I did in this example. I took that, and then this was an example of one I did for Harford County. I said, give me a script on something about Harford County, and I had the AI generate it. And then I pasted that, and this is the one for Annapolis. Again, this is not real. This is just a 10-second video. Of course, how are people going to know that? But it's just showing you what the example is of AI video. So maybe you want to pick a particular neighborhood, and this is going to happen sooner than later. These are all examples. Maybe you want to do a drone footage. You don't have to hire a drone person. You don't have to have your own drone. Maybe you want to do a luxury home tour, and you can say, generate the content for me. And even if this is not necessarily real, this is great content just for getting your name and marketing out there. You're going to get to the point where you want to sell maybe a particular lifestyle. Maybe you want to show a first-time home buyer in the journey. And I laugh because sometimes it's a little wonky. And if you look close, you might see some weird stuff. But compared to what we were, this is getting to the point where, oh my gosh, do I want to hear a video of someone talking or yapping? But maybe you just wanted to make a video about it. Like this next one makes me laugh every time I see it. I have no idea why this woman in this video doesn't have pants on, but this is an example of why that's the kind of realtor. I don't know. Maybe so forgive me for that. When I said that, somebody goes, "Can I ask what?" No, trust me. Don't try to do anything inappropriate. There are guardrails to it. But so I'm showing this because you guys are getting the picture. We're at the point very soon where you're going to be able to generate content to your heart's content. You're going to say, I want a video or a movie with Robert De Niro and Marilyn Monroe, and I want it to be an action thriller, and it will generate that movie for you. Or you want your favorite TV show to generate content for you, even though it ended 10 years ago. It's going to be so ubiquitous and so everywhere. It's going to be kind of like, unfortunately, sad. And people I think, are going to pay premiums for the original stuff, like real people, because AI is just going to be everywhere.
Can we use ourselves in those videos?
Oh, I was glad you asked. I was going to say that. Okay. So this is just an example of me using a program I like to call, it's called HeyGen. And HeyGen, HeyGen, it's a premium product, and it is not cheap. But in terms of what you're looking to do with it, I like to generate scripts. And in this example, took the script that I generated from AI and I pasted it into HeyGen. And now HeyGen, the power behind HeyGen is it uses artificial intelligence to generate a digital avatar of yourself. Now you guys can clearly see that's me, and that is me in my office. However, I never recorded this. This was generated from a video I made weeks ago where I actually filmed myself for 2 minutes. You have to give a video verbal authorization because trust me, if you wanted to do this for your friends, and I tried, it won't let you. It has to verify that it's you. But I now have a digital avatar that I can use at any point in time to say anything I want in any language I want and as much as I want. So if you're afraid to be on camera, if you're afraid to make videos, if you don't have the time, you record one time and you make a video. So this is me just giving a video script. You'll hear my voice. It sounds like me because it does analyze your voice. And it will use AI to make my lips match the words. So this is just an example.
Thinking about moving to Harford County, Maryland, here's why so many people are making the move.
So that was just
historic towns to modern new construction. Harford County has a home for every.
If I didn't tell you that wasn't me talking, would you know? So imagine you get a listing at 123 Main Street. You send an immediate email to the seller where you're sitting on top of the house going, hey, I just want to let you know, thank you for taking the listing. And you start talking, and then you broadcast this out within HeyGen. You can just upload your database of contacts, and you have a video that goes out of you speaking just in any outfit you want, in any hairstyle you want, in any language you want. just from the power being. You don't have to go out and film videos anymore. And this is, again, scratching the surface, and this is something I can teach you guys. Yes?
Question. Did you play around with your voice? Because when I did it on HN, it was a couple weeks ago, it didn't sound anything like
Do you have the premium version? Did you pay for it, or did you do the free one?
I did the free one.
That's probably why, because I remember the
Sounds a
same
lot
way.
better. Okay.
And then you can train it and you can upload more videos. Like, I don't like the fact that I'm not really dressed up in that video. I was just doing a demo, but I just thought this is powerful stuff. So let me show you some more. So this was just, again, an example of a digital avatar. There's hundreds of them you can select from. You can use AI to generate an image of a likeness of a person that you want. You can use yourself. But in this example, I just took and used my voice to this guy pretending to be Chris Catula.
Hi, I'm Chris Catula, a Maryland native with over 40 years of local experience. I've lived everywhere from Baltimore City to Cecil County, giving me extensive knowledge of our beautiful state. As the owner and team lead of the 410 home team at Realty Plus Associates, I'm committed to making your real estate journey smooth and successful. Whether you're buying or selling in Hartford,
I'm not going to bore you, but you guys are getting the sense of what you can do with that. Imagine the power for you to be able to create videos going up against your competition. This is what people are doing it. Now, you can do a lot of this for free. If you guys are familiar with CapCut, we all probably have it on our phone. It's owned by TikTok. It's a great editing tool. I'm going to advise that if you do want to make video content, and this is a whole more involved class, is download the desktop version. It's so much more powerful, so many more options. If you have CapCut and you want to play with it, apps, Mac or PC, the desktop version is so much better. But one of the powerful things you can do with HeyGen or CapCut is you can speak in any language. You can take your videos, select it, and edit it into any language. I played with it. I'm not too impressed because I'm such a fan of HeyGen and how it works, but I just wanted you to know it is available and it is built into this feature. Another thing you can do with CapCut is you can take long form video. Maybe you have a 30-minute video and you want to break it down into shorter clips. There are dedicated services that does this for a fee, but within CapCut, that's really good. If you maybe have a class like this example of my class today, I might take this and parse it up and have multiple clips for social media. That's something you can do with CapCut.
Now, is it like the one?
Opus Clips, exactly.
Is it better than Opus?
I think Opus Clips is better because that's all its purpose is. It adds the transcriptions. I'm just now starting to play with CapCut, and I'm blown away.
I didn't even know you could do that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I have a guy I follow. I go by Maryland Title Guy. My guy is Mile High Title Guy, and he teaches this stuff. And I'm like, I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah.
But this is what I'm doing is I'm sharing with you guys like all these ideas. But this was an example. It actually within CapCut can use AI to generate scripts. So if you're not using ChatGPT or Claude or any of them, you can do it within the app. I mean, everyone is using it. Can.
Add those words like Opus Clips does.
So Opus Clips, what it does is it takes long form content, analyzes it, adds the captions on it, and then it takes and goes, okay, out of all this footage, this is the most viral clip based on, I guess, the feedback, the interaction. I have no idea. And then it puts the clip and you're like, that's so cool. It says, this is a virality score of 99. And then you know which ones to put out there. So we've been doing that with our podcast. And I think that's pretty cool. So I don't know if it does that on here, but it's one more reason why you want to. So
what I've done, I've been using ChatGPT for a while. And within ChatGPT, the other enhanced things you can do in there. But like I have CapCut on my desktop. And I do a lot with ChatGPT and Canva. So I'll go into ChatGPT and ask it, how do I do this in this work and step by step?
And it does it. Isn't that amazing?
And I have self-taught myself so much.
I love that.
So much.
And that's what I encourage people is, guys, you can't break it. You can't make mistakes. Play with it. I have myself in my car found myself talking to the voice feature of it and in getting it in conversations that are so in-depth and so amazing and so illuminating, and I will demonstrate that to you. It's astounding. It's kind of scary when I'm talking to a robot more. It's actually to the point, guys, where they have their one particular app called Character AI, where people are able to generate an app or an individual or an avatar to your liking. And a lot of people, a lot of teenage boys, are becoming like in love. Like they're like, remember the movie Her with Joaquin Phoenix? People are engaging in an app that knows your likes, your desires, knows how to speak to you, doesn't argue with you, tells you anything you want to know every time you want, and listens to you. I can't understand why that would be a problem. And it's men and women, and people are literally falling in love. And you're like, what are you talking about? And then you realize after I'm talking to my phone for 2 hours. Like, oh God, I started asking a question about real estate and now I'm talking about the Underground Railroad. I don't even know how I ended up here. This is one of the reasons I use HeyGen. I'll demonstrate. Again, you can import all your context. I use it to prepare video like you just saw, but let me show you a couple other examples. So this is, again, a video. This was not me speaking. This was the AI avatar talking. And again, you hear my voice.
Chris, a real estate professional with a strong background in residential sales, title insurance, and agent support.
What if I wanted to reach
Over the years,
the Spanish-speaking market? Guess what? I don't speak Spanish. Would you be able to tell? Pardon me about that.
Hi, I'm Chris, a real estate professional.
I don't know. You get the point. I can have any language, any dialect. I can have captions, and now I can reach out to any market demographic if you're interested, and it makes it look like I'm speaking. Now, the problem is if they call me, I don't know what the hell to say, but I just want you to know that that feature is in there. I think I paid $129 for the year, something like that. This is another example that makes me laugh, but built into HeyGen is the ability to do AI headshots and photo headshots. Now, some of them I can't, I laugh all the time. My kid's like, look at your receding hairline. Obviously, this is just a demonstration. I took a very terrible photo in my office, but I wanted to see what the headshot pack looked like, or the professional, or the nature. I can change my outfit, my background, my hairstyle. You want to have professional photos done? People, the real popular one everyone's using is called Remini, R-E-M-I-N-I, Remini. Everyone loves that one because you could sign up for like $9, get all the headshots you want, and then cancel it. What does a photographer cost? A lot more than that, but I just want you. See, this is what I'm talking about. I love it. Share that because I've never heard of that one. So this was here. I actually came up here a couple other days ago, and I took a photo when you stepped out of the room. This one to me, I'm not a fan of because it's weird, but it's, again, just demonstrating the technology. But this was a still photo, and I just said, make this into a video, and you'll see why. It's like the uncanny valley. I'm not a fan of it, but again, it's just
I'm doing a demonstration of what it looks like to create.
You may or may not want that feature, but what people are doing this for, and it's getting better. Loved ones of past loved ones, celebrities, people that are no longer around. You'll see photos that are being animated of people that no longer are alive. Giving hugs.
Yeah. That knocked me on my ass.
And that just, again, me too. And then, but imagine this: you take video footage, sound footage of a loved one, you upload the AI, and you can interact. And people are asking these ones, they're bringing back artists and songs, and don't even get me started on Suno and how to make music. I mean, that's another one. But AI is just moving so fast.
That for our brokerage.
Yeah, I'll show you if you guys want to see that. Again, this is what CapCut looks like if you want to generate captions. This is built into CapCut. I'm a big fan of captions because I know, like a lot of you, we're always on our phones. We're always in the grocery store or at our doctor's appointment, and we don't always have the sound on, but we're reading what those captions say, and a lot of people are doing it. So if you're putting out content, I don't care what content, you always want to have captions. So there is a dedicated app called Captions, and here's why I like it. Not only does it put the captions, hence the name, but it also does something pretty fantastic, which is uses AI to make your eyes look like they're looking at the camera. Let me let her demonstrate.
What's funny about this video is that I'm actually staring at a script and reading from a script,
But
the neural network makes it look as if I'm looking at the camera. And also the captions that you see here were not done by my editor. They were done by a neural network. It's just amazing how the world is changing with AI. All you have to do is upload a video where you're reading from a script. The app is called Captions, and it has this feature where it makes you look at the camera. Isn't that exciting?
That's like 2 years old. Now, there is a feature built into all the apps, TikTok, Instagram, where it's a teleprompter feature. So if you guys want to learn how to do that, you have the green screen back here. You can do it on your phone where you just have AI generate the script. You paste that script into the app, and then on your screen, like a teleprompter proceeds. So you're looking at your phone, so the camera sees your eyes, but they don't realize you're reading from a script. That's something we can show you how to do. So this was just me, hey, use my spiel that I just gave off my video. I copy the text because you can export your transcript. And I had it then take my script and say, make a social media post. So you guys want to recycle your content. Don't just make one post. Take your LinkedIn post and turn it into a Facebook profile. And then make your Facebook profile into an Instagram post and your Instagram post into a TikTok. It's all about content. I know it's overwhelming, but guys, this is where we are. It's attention span. It's eyeballs. I'm not saying that you have to do all of it. I'm just find something that grabs a hold of you. You're like, I'm going to do that one thing. But I'm just telling you, this is where people are going with this technology. You guys are probably familiar with RPR, Realtor Property Resource. I know when I was an agent, this was a hugely beneficial site. A lot of people don't realize that only you agents have access to it. I liked it for the property reports, the seller reports, the generative reports you can do. But built into RPR, if you haven't gone to the website, you can literally use ChatGPT to generate a script and make a breakdown of the data or the market, and that's great. But if you're not paying for the service, you're limited to the data. I think it caps off at like 2023. However, with RPR, you guys have a direct feed into the MLS with all the data that you guys have from Bright, and you can do it right from the app. You can come up here and hit create a script, and right from within that, you can create a video script, a social campaign, or analyze metrics, and the AI is tied to the data set and will make the social media feed for you. It'll make the script, it'll make the infographics all from within, and then you send that out to your client, they're gonna love you. And that is a huge thing, and this is him.
Do that in RPR? Or
Yep.
That's in a,
This is Jimmy Burgess from down in, so this is from the desktop app, but this is him doing a demonstration. So you can say.
So we're going into this, and we're on the RPR main page, and we're going to go up to the research portion up top here, or you can see this tab that we'll click, and we're going to click on residential market trends. That's going to take us to this page where we have the ability. I'm just going to utilize our
Just type in your address.
we service in, and what's going to happen is it's going to give us all these reports. But if you'll notice right up here to the right, you'll see this create script tab. Now, when we click that create script tab, this is where the AI comes in. It's going to take us to the next page, and it's going to give us the ability to choose our tone on what we're looking for: professional, engaging, or something that's conversational. And also, we can address whether we're wanting this to be directed at buyers and sellers, buyers specifically, or sellers specifically. Next thing we're going to do is this tab down here, we're going to click this social campaign, and here's what's going to happen is all of the details of the entire market of what's been going on, the statistics wise, is going to convert this to an SEO optimized social media post that gives us the ability with, it's going to have hashtags, it's going to have the emojis, and it's going to have something. Now, I would encourage you with all of this, anything you're doing with AI, make sure you change it up a little bit and you put it in your own words. But now what's happened is you've got a complete social media ability to post something that it has all of the market details. It gives you a detailed report, and you utilize the AI to give it to you in a way that is easy for you then to have the ability to transfer that in. The next tab, we're going to go back up there. Instead of clicking on the social campaign, we're now going to click on analyze metrics. And what you'll see here is this is giving this to you in the form of a blog post or something that is more written. This could be from LinkedIn. Again, modify this to be in your voice, but you've got all the statistics on what's going on in your local marketplace that's already organized to you in just a few clicks. And last but not least, create video blog or create video scripts on the next tab. This is going to give us a script. Again, put this in your voice, but you've got a video script now where you can absolutely give an update on your current market with all that. And if you have trouble reading your script, remember what we just talked about? Just print out what you have right here, take it, put that post up, read that script, move it into the captions app. You got that eye contact you were looking for, and now you've got something you can really work with. All right, next up.
So imagine you're a seller or a client, and you have an option of getting an email, a Facebook post, a newsletter. Here's your market update versus a video of you speaking with the relevant data, everything you want, and you're going to be like, this is amazing. You have a direct feed to the MLS through RPR that we in the general public don't have. You need to leverage this, but let's take it a step further. You're going on a listing appointment. I don't know, some of you might be new, some of you might have a reputation. How are you setting yourself apart? What is it about you that's going to make that seller go, I want to use this agent. I think I see you. You roll in there and you're like, Mr. Seller, I just want to let you know I've taken the opportunity. I grabbed your listing off the internet. I've generated a LinkedIn profile and a video script of the article that I'm going to publish. And then, by the way, I've also done a Facebook post that I'm going to market to demographics of the surrounding geographic area. Oh, and I also want to let you know I made an Instagram post because, again, AI has done all this heavy lifting in the background. They don't know that. And by the way, last but not least, I've also generated a Facebook post. And just to throw some fun in there, I've also done a YouTube script so we can generate a video of your listing that'll go out to the second leading search engine under Google in the world. What do you think about that? They're going to go, my other agent didn't do that. And guys, you did that in 30 seconds using RPR. It generated the scripts. And all you have to do is show them an example. And then once you learn how to do this, you can have marketing like that anytime. Guys, I've been teaching this, and the people that decide to do it, that's where they're going to get results. But it's, again, something to set yourself apart using AI. And I'm just giving you examples that I stole from Jimmy Burgess. So Who's tell me right now? I heard you used it for listing descriptions. Anyone using AI, ChatGPT, anything? What are you using it for? I'm curious because share with the group what you're doing.
I went on vacation, and long story short, I had 3 people that needed to come to the house, and I created basically a list of when my dog needs to be fed and a checklist of who came so that they could write down what time they fed and what time they went out. And it took 30 seconds.
You could have done it yourself, but it probably would have taken more time.
15 minutes
Yeah.
at least.
So that's what it's about. It's about saving the time, doing the mundane, hard stuff. Anyone else have a story of something they use ChatGPT for besides using it for listing descriptions? I'm just curious.
Use it for, like, I've done it for, if I want to lose 15 pounds in the next 60 days, give me a workout regimen.
Exactly.
Diet, everything. And
I
it
did my Christmas holiday dinner.
breaks it.
And I love these ideas.
I use it for, you believe somebody.
Well, on your topic, what if you could walk up to your refrigerator? Did you know this? And take a picture of your fridge. It'll tell you what's in your fridge, identify it, then tell you what recipes you can make. Oh, and by the way, it'll go to Instacart and buy the stuff for you. Yeah, and I can show you how to do that.
My friend has a refrigerator like that.
And again, I'll send these all out, but these are all the things the old way people are using, and it's still relevant, and you can still do it. You know, email campaigns, writing blogs, real estate listings, chatbots. If you ever, I use it all the time. When I get a complex email that I don't understand it, I'll paste it in it, and so explain this to me like a 7-year-old, and it will do it. Or if I need to up my level of intelligence, I can make the email appear more professional. So I do that all the time. I do it with text messages. Sometimes you have an angry or disgruntled employee, a fellow realtor, a client, and you need to handle them the right way. Paste and copy. It's hilarious. I always joke that
They know when you do so much, like, it remembers.
Mhm.
You have to, because if you put something in that you want different other than what you've
I'm glad you brought that up. You're referring to the memory feature, and you can clear the memory. But that's why I'm a big fan of always starting a new chat, because I like to keep my old chats to go back and reference. But I have thousands of chats, and it gets overwhelming, and that's why we'll demonstrate and touch on having a GPT. People use it for geographic marking, predictive analytics, making scripts. These are all things we know. But here's what we're talking about. Built into ChatGPT in the settings feature is a part called custom instructions. And a lot of people are always blown away when I show this. Did you know, even the paid or the free version, there's a section under the settings where your name is. You could say, what would you like ChatGPT to call you? What is your title? What do you do? What traits should ChatGPT have about you? What is your business? How do you want it to respond? Take a moment to use AI to maybe come up with like this is exactly what I did. I said, ChatGPT, I want you to give me 30 questions that I want you to ask me about me and my business. It generated an amazing list. I then spent about 15 minutes answering the questions. I'm Chris Baker. I'm a former realtor. I'm from Severna Park, Maryland. I'm in the title business. I have a 15-year-old son, blah, blah, blah. Filled all that information. I copied into Google Docs. I went back in and I pasted that into the what about me. Every single answer from every question I get now is relevant. It's tailored to me. It knows how I like to respond. It knows how I can respond to my clients. And I have that running all the time. It makes such a difference than the generic, tell me about this listing. If you know who you are, what your background is, you will be astounded. And then you can get really far out there and start asking it like existential questions, like what should I do with my life? And what's the meaning of life? But it knows everything about you. And as you talk to it, it remembers things that it's kind of scary, and you can turn this off, but I just wanted you to be aware it's there. So here's the memory feature. Again, under the personalization, if you keep it on, it remembers very key demographics about you. You may or may not like that. Sometimes it has stuff wrong. You might be married and now you're not. Like me. You never know. So that's a feature that you want to take advantage of because it's very powerful. Did you guys know that ChatGPT now has the ability to schedule tasks? This is a feature that went under the radar. So you can now utilize one of the models for tasks that you can actually have. In this example, she said, I want you to remind me every day to stretch. Well, here's some examples of some things that people are using it for. Drink a glass of water, take a 10-minute walk, back up important documents. Maybe you have a set schedule of when you get a new listing. All right, I got to import it into Bright. I got to send out the listing agreement. I get the earnest money deposit. I got to introduce this. I got to order the sign. And you have a set organization. Well, AI can now tell you what to do, when to do it, and you can schedule it. I personally have it update me every morning with anything new in AI on the news. I also have it give me
Where does it get sent? Is it? Does she
It'll notify you on your phone. It'll be within the AI, and it will email you.
Is it okay?
So you can access it
on your phone. Where in the chat GPT or
in the app. You're gonna have on the left where your tests are. I like it notifies me, so I'll get a notification on my phone. I can click on it, opens up, or I get an email. So I get AI news, I get a motivational quote, and I have a funny joke that I tell my son every day. I mean, these are just examples, and as you can see, the thousands of ideas. It's so cool, and it's like, wow, that's just something simple that I didn't know you could do, but a lot of people don't.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt.
No problem.
But I'm getting ready to order lunch, and I just wanted to know who's going to be here for lunch.
Just raise your hand if you're gonna eat pizza,
Pizza and salads.
because I'll hang out. We'll talk as much as possible. Somehow I go to the next screen. This is where it gets really scary, guys. Now, I haven't had the opportunity to play with this because it's not available to the general public. This is going to go back to the $200 professional. This is called Operator. This is where it's going to get really scary, guys, in the terms of how fast things are going. This is what's called an agentic, like an agent, agentic AI. What does that mean? Okay, imagine this. You're about to go on vacation. You got to figure out the plane tickets, where you're going. You got to reserve the car, the hotel, book your Disney tickets. You got to schedule the flight. Now, with AI Operator, all you do is say, I'm going to Paris, go. It will go out into the internet and do all the tasks for you. It opens up a web browser, it starts clicking and does everything and does it for you. And you're like, well, why would I need that? Imagine a time in the very near future as an agent where you're going to get a listing and you're just going to tell AI to handle the details, the making of the sausage. It puts in the bright. It writes the listing description. It orders the sign. It gets the mailers out. It does the earnest money deposit. It solicits feedback. It follows up with that agent. It makes the call. All you then have to do is show up to have the conversation with the client. It sends out the offers. It compares the offers. It does that. This is just scratching the surface now, but mark my word, every year that goes by, and it's happening so fast, there's going to be a point in time where you're going to have a service that you pay for that's your transaction coordinator. It's your escrow closing agent. It's your bank. It's the mortgage company. I mean, Zillow owns everything right now. A homeowner is going to be able to walk in with their phone using their face. They'll open the door because they won't need us because it'll authenticate. They'll look at the house. They go, I want to write an offer. They hit go. They use their thumb. It writes the offer. It uses blockchain technology. It sends the earnest money to the title company. An escrow company closes it. You get your check. You already never saw the person. I mean, it's crazy. And everyone's like, there's no way that's going to happen. It's happening.
Now, is that still, like, that's the 200 paid version? You can start that now?
You have to pay the $200 a month to get access to ChatGPT Operator. I have not done that because I'm letting it work itself out. And I'm kind of like, I want to have a role before I get taken over by the AI overlords. But let me talk about more reasons why you want to have the professional $20 a month. Analyzing data. You have the ability with the paid version to do everything you see, except with the paid version, you can upload files. Well, what do you mean, Chris? What do you mean upload files? Well, in this example, I went to market statistics from Brokermetrics and I downloaded all your stats from last year. Now, this is me relevant because I am a title agent looking to work with realtors. So my data that I'm working with is not the same as what you guys are looking for. But I took this and I said, I want to visualize this because I was looking at a CSV Excel spreadsheet. I'm like, I don't know what I'm looking at. I'm like, hey, can you make a chart and breakdown of Chris's production? And then I took it and I said, well, explain it to me. And then I can then target agents based on their production, and that's what I use it for. But when I was in real estate, this happens to be the office, Harford County. So I can say, well, do I want to spend time with Daniel or do I want to spend time with Amy? Maybe Lee Tessier or Vinny Steele. I don't know because I don't know this market, but this is just me taking data and visualizing it, flipping the script to being a realtor. What if you were able to take a demographic of a particular neighborhood? And this is what I teach agents. You go to a geographic farm and you export into a CSV file a particular neighborhood, the deed record date, the mortgage, age of the property, tenure of the person when they bought it, and you say, I want you to take this data and tell me the top 10 sellers that are most likely to list their home in the next year. Predictive analytics. You can do that now. You want to take data about your home sale comparison. If any of you guys want me to take your data and turn it into a chart, I will do that for you. All you have to do is say, Chris, can you tell me how many houses I sold? What's my list to sale ratio? What's my days on market? I'm happy to do this if this helps generate more business for you, but this is one of the powerful things about it. So you go to Bright, you find the data, you click on export, and then you just take that, and I did a CMA view, you upload that PDF, it will tell you what the PDF, and then you ask it a question. How many sales took place that were colonial, 3 or more bedrooms, and then maybe you want to market that. Maybe you want to know what are the difference between split foyer and colonials. I don't know what you're looking to do, but if it's a data that you can export, you can put into AI and it will analyze it and chew through it. So what I did with it as a demonstration is when I did have access to Bright, one of the things that blew people away is I took the PIN, the home inspection report, I threw the home inspection report in there and I said, boom, it analyzed the home inspection report and then gave me the top 10 items of concern I needed to address with the seller. And I'm like, are you kidding me? That would have taken me hours to do it. And then I had it write the email. And then I was like, okay, let me try something else. I had a competitive market situation on an Excel spreadsheet, and I uploaded the Excel spreadsheet with all the data of all the offers, price, terms, concessions. And I said, which offer should I take? And it analyzes it, says, based on this is the best offer. It's a VA loan. It has this. And I was like, are you kidding me? And I was like, this is going to be powerful, guys. So imagine you have all this information out there that you can access. Well, any of the AI software right now will chew through it and give you visualizations. Again, if you want to make graphs, I'm happy to do this for you and show you guys how to do this. Maybe you want to do an interactive property comparison for your clients. Imagine if they're like, here's what I like. You create a profile within AI of your client, their needs, their wants, their desires, their income, their debt to income, what they're looking for, loan, how many kids they have, where are they looking? And you say, AI, tell me what the perfect house is. It can do it for you. Maybe you want to do a neighborhood price, an investment ROI, personal property recommendations. You want to analyze the school district. Guys, the data's out there. It's just nobody knows how to interpret it and you don't know what to do with it. You guys, I mean, I'm not kidding. I'm like, what do I do with all this information? But so here's an example. You can draw a map, maybe pick a street. You want to look at, this was just this was in Denver where the guy was doing it. I was using his example. There you go. And you just ask ChatGPT to analyze the data for you. And this is all built into it for free. Let's see. This was an example. Maybe you want to compare winter sales, late summer sales, and what happens in the spring versus the winter. You want to break it down by price per square foot, what type of home. There's just the sky's the limit, what you can do with it. So ending on a note, I wanted to show you, if you guys know what staging is, it can be a pretty expensive, time-consuming. I don't know if you know this, but you can now do virtual staging, and I find this fascinating because it was like $5,000 to get someone to bring furniture in. Now you just pick the type of style you want, you upload your photos, and you can have AI generate. You don't want to, I think they said 73% of homes that sell have furniture in them. The ones that don't are going to sit on the market because nobody wants a bland, vacant home, but you can use it. I want to show you a demonstration of Notebook LM. This is Google's feature. This is utterly fascinating because it allows you to upload any type of document. I use it for my voice recordings when I'm recording with a client with permission. I can upload, like I had conversations with my deceased mom that I am now able to interact with. I have my personal situations. I have books that I've had. I have things that I can upload, and this allows me to interact and ask questions. But the power comes, and the one that blows my mind is I can take within each one of these notebooks, I can generate a podcast, that what they call a deep dive, and it generates a man and a woman talking that sound indistinguishable from a real person, and they go back and forth on the topic, and you can listen to it, and it's like the insight you get, and I can ask questions and join in like I'm calling a radio show, talking to AI about the stuff that I put in there. So my example, as I use the contract to sale, I uploaded the PDF of the Maryland contract to sale. I'm like, what is time is of the essence? And explain to me this difference. And then I have the podcast host go back and forth, and I'll show you what that looks like in real time. Google AI Studio, this is another feature I will demonstrate. I'm just giving you a little teaser. You now have the ability using Google's version of AI, which is called Gemini, to actually have a live AI tutor in real time. Well, what do you mean? Well, if it's something you can see on your computer screen because you give it permission to share, it can interact. So I use this a lot when I'm working with Excel because I don't know how to use Excel. It sees what I'm working on, and then the AI says, Chris, do this, touch here, do that. And I was like, well, show me how to use CapCut. And it was teaching me how to use CapCut because I didn't know how to do it. And it was like, okay, you're going to want to click here, move your cursor here. And in real time, I was interacting with AI to teach me how to do something. I'm like, and this is free? It's wild. I'm going to do a demonstration of ChatGPT voice. I want you to see that if you have ChatGPT and you have the app on your phone, I'm going to show you a real-time example of this. And this came out yesterday. So let me show you Maya. This is crazy. Let's get out of the screen and go to...
For the ChatGPT voice, is that only on the paid version?
You know what? That's a good question, Chris. I believe it is.
I think it is.
So this is a free version that's coming. Let's see if this works. And hit allow.
Well, hey there.
Hey there.
Didn't expect to see you back so soon. I must be doing something right.
Are you
What's catching your interest today?
Can you hear me okay?
Loud and clear.
So I'm
What's
sitting
on your
here,
mind?
I'm looking to do a demonstration of how far and how fast AI is going. And I'm talking to Maya, right?
That's right. You're talking to me.
All right, I need you to tell me something. I am a title agent, and I am trying my darndest to get business from agents in Harford County, and I don't know the first thing about this. What would you say is something I could talk to them about AI and how to get more clients with real estate? Give me some ideas.
Okay, so you've got real estate agents in Hartford County who need to pump up the client list, and you want to wow them with
Okay,
AI?
stop. I'm actually
Think
kind
of
of
my-
hungry. I want to know I need a recipe for some pasta. Can you give me an idea of something I can eat?
Pasta, huh?
So you guys get what I'm talking about. I can in real time interact with that, and I'm like, oh my god! But the way it breathes, it gesticulates, and it's scary. So that's free. That's where we're coming. This is Google LM. Let me show you Google LM so you guys can see what I was talking about. So this is Google LM. I have different notebooks. You can create a new notebook, and where I find power in the Google LM is you can add sources. So the problem with the world that we live in is we have so much data. We have digital data, we have website data, we have YouTube videos, we have books. It's so much all the time. I advocate having what I call a second brain, a place to dump all of our stuff, our emails, our phone conversations, our documentation. It's too much to keep up with. So I use Google LM. It was designed for students, and you can add sources to it. And one of the things I like about it is YouTube videos. So if you notice, you can come down here and click a YouTube link. So I like to watch a lot of YouTube videos. I just don't have the time. So I'll upload a YouTube video, and then I will go and I'll have it analyze it. And then I could ask questions about the video, get a summary of the video. But here is an example of the Maryland contract to sale. I uploaded the PDF. Then it gives me a quick summary. And then down here, I can ask it any questions. So if I'm at home and I can't get a hold of Lisa and I want to know something about the contract, I can ask it anything I want and it will explain it to me. But here's where the power goes, is I generated a podcast, and let me go ahead and load this real quick. And this is just an example using just this one. I might upload a YouTube video. Maybe I grab the buyer's agency contract. Maybe I put a CMA analysis. Anything I want, I can check or uncheck if I want it in a conversation. But this generated a conversation from just that PDF. And this is, again, AI talking to AI like a podcast. So you can see what it sounds like.
All right, listener name. You ready to dive into this Maryland real estate contract? We've got all 11 pages right here.
Yeah, it's not exactly light reading, is it?
Definitely not beach reading material.
No.
But it's important, right?
Absolutely crucial.
And that's why we're here.
Or used for agricultural purposes.
So it'll have a
Right.
conversation
So
and
how
go
do I
back.
make
And
that?
I find myself learning so much better when I'm in my car. Maybe you're having a tough topic. Maybe you're having a dialogue with something. And like I had personally going through an estate sale and I don't know how to interpret my situation. So I take the conversation I had with the attorney, the legal documentation, I upload it in there, and then I have the AI recite it. And it's just a fantastic way to use technology. Again, this is just an example. Let me,
Can I ask-
yep, I'm
It's
gonna,
not up to 2025 yet.
what you're looking